The notification popped up on my phone while I was at work. A link from my sister with a message that made my blood run cold. "Emma, you need to see this. Tom posted a video of you online and it's going viral." My hands trembled as I clicked the link. There I was, standing in our living room, my voice sharp with anger as I told Tom to leave. The video was clearly recorded secretly from his phone, carefully edited to show only my harshest moments without any context. "After 12 years of marriage, this is how she treats me," Tom's caption read. "A loving husband who hit hard times, kicked out by his heartless wife. Share this so everyone can see her true colors." The video had over 2 million views. The comments were vicious, thousands of strangers calling me cruel, heartless, a monster who abandoned her husband when he needed her most. They didn't know the truth. They didn't see what had led to that moment. My name is Emma Chin, and 6 months ago, I discovered my husband had secretly gambled away our life savings and racked up over $300,000 in debt. The comfortable life we built together, our beautiful home in Seattle, our plans for starting a family, it was all built on lies. I still remember the day I found out. I was paying bills when I noticed an overdue notice from our mortgage company. That was impossible. We had plenty in savings to cover our mortgage. But when I logged into our account, my heart stopped. Our savings account was empty. At first I thought there must be some mistake. Tom handled most of our finances. He was an investment banker after all. He knew what he was doing. But as I dug deeper, the horrible truth emerged. Credit card statements showing massive cash advances, loans I'd never known about, bank transfers to offshore gambling sites. When I confronted Tom that evening, he broke down. He'd admitted he'd been gambling for years, hiding his addiction behind a wall of lies. Every time he lost money, he'd take out new loans or drain our accounts to chase his losses. He promised he could win it all back if I just gave him time. "I'm sorry, Emma," he sobbed. "I'll fix this. I'll get help. Just please don't leave me." I wanted to believe him. I loved him. But as the weeks passed, nothing changed. He'd promised to attend Gamblers Anonymous meetings but never go. He'd swear he was done gambling. Then I'd find new credit card charges. The debt kept mounting as he chased his losses. The final straw came when I discovered he'd taken out a second mortgage on our house without my knowledge, forging my signature on the paperwork. The house I'd helped pay for, that we've lovingly renovated together, he'd risked it all without even telling me. That was the night I told him to leave. The night he secretly recorded me, carefully editing out his own confession about the forged mortgage documents, the emptied accounts, the hundreds of thousands in hidden debt. The video only showed my anger, not my heartbreak. "You need to leave, Tom," I said, my voice shaking. "I can't trust you anymore. You've destroyed everything we built together." "Please, Emma," he begged. "Where am I supposed to go? That's not my problem anymore. You made your choices. Now you have to live with them." I didn't know he was recording. Didn't know he'd twist our private pain into viral entertainment, painting himself as the victim. Now millions of strangers were attacking me online, sending hate messages, even calling my workplace demanding I be fired for being so cruel to my poor husband. The irony was bitter. I was the one left dealing with the mountain of debt he created. The one trying to save our house from foreclosure. The one whose trust had been completely shattered. But in the court of public opinion, I was the villain. My sister was still texting. "Are you okay? Do you want me to come over?" I stared at my phone, fighting back tears. The video had only been up for 2 days and my life was already unraveling. But Tom had no idea what was coming. He didn't know about the security cameras I'd installed months ago when I first suspected something was wrong. Cameras that had captured everything, his confessions, his lies, the full ugly truth he tried to hide. The question was, what should I do with that footage? I sat in my car outside our house. Well, my house now, staring at the security camera app on my phone. The footage was all there, months of recordings capturing every conversation, every lie, every moment leading up to Tom's dramatic exit. I had installed the cameras after finding suspicious bank withdrawals, hoping they'd prove me wrong. Instead, they documented everything. With trembling fingers, I clicked play on a clip from 3 months ago. Tom was in his home office at 3 a.m., frantically talking on the phone. "Listen, I just need another loan," he whispered urgently. "Yes, I know about the others, but this is different. I have a system this time. It's guaranteed. Another clip, 2 months ago. Tom forging my signature on mortgage documents, practicing multiple times to get it right. And the most damning, the full, unedited version of the night I kicked him out. His confession about gambling away our savings. His admission of the forged documents. My measured response as I told him he needed professional help. Only then, after nearly an hour of discussion, did I tell him to leave. The complete footage told a very different story than his viral video. Sarah, my sister, was waiting when I walked inside. She wrapped me in a tight hug before I could even set down my bag. The video's up to 5 million views now, she said softly. The comments are getting worse. People are trying to find out where you work. I sank onto the couch, suddenly exhausted. I got 3 death threats today. Death threats, Sarah. Because I kicked out a man who stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from me. She sat beside me, her expression fierce. Then released the security footage. Show everyone the truth. I thought about it, I admitted. But part of me wants to be better than him. Not turn our marriage into even more of a social media circus. He already did that, Sarah pointed out. You're just offending yourself. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed. A text from Tom. I hope you're happy now. Everyone sees you for what you really are. I stared at the message, anger bubbling up inside me. Tom had always been manipulative, but this was a new low. He was trying to destroy my reputation to punish me for holding him accountable. Just then, another notification popped up, an email from our mortgage company. The foreclosure process was starting. Despite working overtime and draining my personal savings, I couldn't keep up with the massive debt Tom had accumulated. He's going to cost me everything, I whispered. The house, my reputation, maybe even my job if these people keep harassing my workplace. Sarah squeezed my hand. Then fight back. Not for revenge, but for justice. I took a deep breath and opened my laptop. It was time to tell my side of the story. The next morning, I woke up to chaos. I had spent hours carefully editing the security footage, making sure to include only the most relevant clips while protecting any truly private moments. I posted it late last night with a simple caption, "You've seen his edited version. Here's the full truth." Within hours, it exploded online. The tide of public opinion shifted dramatically as people watched Tom's lies unravel. His gambling addiction, the forged documents, the hidden debt, it was all there in his own words. My phone was flooded with messages, but now they were different. Apologies from people who had judged me too quickly. Support from other spouses of gambling addicts. Even reporters wanting to interview me about financial abuse in relationships. Then came the message that changed everything. It was from Claire Martinez, a producer at a major news network. Dear Mrs. Chen, we've been following your story and would like to do an in-depth piece on financial infidelity in marriages. Our research shows this is a growing problem affecting thousands of families. Would you be willing to share your experience? I stared at the email for a long time. This was a chance to turn my pain into something meaningful, to help others who might be going through the same thing. But before I could reply, another message came through. This one from Tom's sister Jessica. My hands shook as I opened it. Emma, you need to know something. Tom's been staying with me since you kicked him out. Last night, after your video went viral, he disappeared. Left a note saying he's going to make things right. I'm worried about what he might do. Tom's note to Jessica haunted me. Going to make things right. Those words could mean anything from suicide to revenge, and knowing Tom's unstable state, neither option seemed impossible. I immediately called Jessica. Have you contacted the police? Yes, but they said it's too early to file a missing persons report. Emma, I'm scared. He's not answering his phone, and his car is gone. My stomach churned, despite everything Tom had done. I didn't want him hurt. I was about to suggest calling hospitals when my doorbell rang. Through the security camera, I saw 2 police officers standing on my porch. My heart stopped. Had something happened to Tom? But their news was different. Mrs. Chen, we're here about some suspicious activity at Emerald Bay Casino. Your husband attempted to access your accounts and take out loans in your name. When confronted, he fled the scene. I sank into a chair, processing this information. Even now, after being exposed, Tom was still trying to gamble with my money. There's more, the officer continued. We found evidence that he's been involved in a larger financial fraud scheme. It appears the gambling wasn't his only secret. The next few days passed in a blur. The police investigation uncovered a web of fraud that went far beyond our marriage. Tom had been embezzling from his investment clients for years, using the money to fund his gambling addiction. When he lost that money, he took out illegal loans from dangerous people. Then came the breakthrough. A security camera at a bus station caught Tom buying a ticket to Mexico. He was trying to flee the country. The arrest happened at the border. Tom, looking nothing like the polished banker I'd married, was caught trying to cross with fake documents and $50,000 in cash, money he'd stolen from his last remaining investment client. I watched the news coverage of his arrest from my living room, Sarah by my side. The reporters weren't talking about our viral videos anymore. Instead, they focused on the victims of Tom's fraud scheme. Retirees who lost their life savings, small business owners whose investments vanished. Mrs. Chen, the detective, called me later that week. "There's something you should know. We found evidence that your husband had been planning to frame you for his crimes." The viral video was just the first step. He was going to plant evidence making it look like you were involved in the fraud. The realization hit me hard. By exposing Tom's lies with the security footage, I hadn't just defended my reputation. I'd unknowingly protected myself from becoming his scapegoat. In the end, Tom pleaded guilty to multiple counts of fraud. The court ordered him to pay restitution to his victims, though we all knew most of the money was long gone, lost to his gambling addiction. I filed for divorce immediately. Tom didn't contest it. He was facing years in prison anyway. Our house went into foreclosure, but I didn't fight it. I couldn't afford to keep it, and honestly, I didn't want to. Too many painful memories. A year later, I sat in my new apartment, finishing up an interview with Claire Martinez. Her documentary about financial infidelity had grown into a series about various forms of domestic abuse, with my story as the opening episode. Looking back, Claire asked, "What would you tell other people in similar situations?" I thought carefully before answering. Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, investigate. Document everything. And most importantly, don't let anyone make you feel guilty for protecting yourself. After she left, I checked my email. There was a message from a woman named Susan. "I watched your interview and recognized the signs in my own marriage. Today, I checked our accounts and found exactly what I feared. Thank you for giving me the courage to face the truth." I smiled, feeling a weight lift from my shoulders. Tom had tried to destroy me by exposing our private moments online. Instead, he'd given me a platform to help others. My pain had become my purpose. The security cameras that once documented my marriage's destruction now sat in a box in my closet. I didn't need them anymore. My new life was built on transparency, truth, and the strength I found in my darkest moments. Sometimes the best revenge isn't about getting even, it's about getting better. My phone buzzed with a text from Sarah. "Dinner tonight? We're celebrating your new job." I smiled, grabbing my keys. Tomorrow, I'd start my position as a financial literacy counselor, teaching others how to protect themselves from financial abuse. But tonight, I'd celebrate with the people who stood by me when my world fell apart. Tom had tried to make me a victim. Instead, he'd made me a survivor, and now I was helping others survive too. That was the best revenge of all.